Shout out to Praxis Project! Oh, thank you. I like that. Do that again. I like that.
A lot of melanin sprinkled all over the place. I love it. And I recognize.
This is my first Roots and Remedies, and this conference has completely exceeded all expectations of what I thought that it would be.
It exists as a place for people to come together, to organize, to learn new techniques. You know, I love the opportunity to be able to see what other people are doing across the country, and I'm finding that, you know, their issues across the country, whether it be Boston, Massachusetts, whether it be California, they're the same issues that we're having in Cleveland, Ohio. And some of those things that they're doing to remedy those issues, we can use in our city.
Community organizing is a vehicle for improving the health of our communities. I think what Praxis really opens up is this conversation about organizing around social political issues being a way to improve our community's health.
I found out about the conference a little bit last minute, and I looked up onto what the Praxis Project is, and just to get more information on it. And the values are the same. We want justice, we want immigration reform, we want to end racial profiling, and that's what we value: family, loyalty, trust, and just simply humanity. And in this conference, I got to meet a lot of people that from different organizations, different movements. Everyone is very humble, and everyone is so passionate on what they work for, and for everyone. They understand what it is to stand in solidarity, to intersect everything that we need to do in order to win, and everyone loves to support everyone, and it's very respectful, and you feel the hope and the future being better going to conferences like this.
We must love and protect each other. We must love and protect each other. We have nothing to lose but our chance. We have nothing to lose but our chance.
Something we don't talk about in our organization, and especially in Wisconsin, is self-care. So that's something really big that I was really glad to learn here at Roots Remedies.
Exhale. Deep breath in.
I attended the session Spirit in Motion, and I've been to a variety of self-care workshops and sessions in the past and trainings, and I think that the way that particular session was set up blew me away. I have not ever attended a session where I walk out feeling like, wow, I actually took away from that. Being in the workshop was extremely healing, and then I felt that I could go back to my organization and to my community and really kind of bring in some of the things that I learned from that workshop.
What I found most valuable about Roots and Remedies was really the search for my own resilience. I think that this work of organizing can take a toll over time, and although organizing does serve as a form of healing, I was grateful for meeting other people who feel similarly and are thriving in their resilience. You know, the conference really provided a space where that resilience was really protected and regenerated, through the wellness workshops or the open mic where people were vulnerable and telling their stories.
You have to constantly be mindful of who you're representing, and that's really heavy.
My favorite part was definitely connecting with others and bearing witness to that resilience and seeing that, mirrored within myself.
I need you all to lose your minds, okay? Clap, stomp, flip a chair, pull a blowhorn, I don't know, do something crazy to let this person know that they are welcome to this stage, that you are ready to hear them. You don't know what they're gonna say, you don't know what they're gonna do. More importantly, you don't know what impact that's gonna have on you, all right? So show love so that you can get love. Is that cool? All right.
I absolutely plan on attending more Roots and Remedies conferences. I think this conference is exactly what I needed.
I think that, that as this thing grows and as more people, become aware of Roots and Remedies, the indigenous people that are here, that it's getting more and more every year. It's just really a place for anybody and everybody, to come together and really share common goals, strategies, strategies and really find these safe spaces to talk about some of this stuff and elevate your work. It's amazing, you know, to have so many beautiful brown faces and black faces. It's impressive, you know, to be around here and you know, just seeing the details, you know, the little details that go a long way.
It's just a lot different than a lot of the conferences I go to. There's a sense of intentional healing that's created. There's so much diversity, you know, that is apparent at the conferences, and I love that.
It is very clear that folks in this space are working directly with communities affected. And you can see that you can hear that in the conversations you're having, and you can see that and feel that in the ways in which you're relating to folks that are in this space. So it's very clear folks are coming from similar backgrounds in the sense that their relationship is directly with human beings affected. A lot of the same is to be said of themselves. Like, a lot of the people here are working in communities affected because they are parts of those communities. They're not somehow detached from the community they're serving. And I think that makes it an incredible space to have these conversations in.
It's very intentional, the way that Praxis puts that together, creating that space that allows people to show up in a very honest and authentic way and be vulnerable.
I love culture night. I'm Mexican, so seeing different cultures, even though we talk about them, we know about them, but seeing it visually and physically and just like the dance and everybody loving it and interacting was beautiful. I love that, and I never get to see something like that in a conference or other conferences.
I think what's unique about this conference is the intentional coalition building that happens in every part of the conference, whether that is the plenaries or even the moments in between workshops or the workshops themselves. They sort of serve to help us learn from one another and understand that we are fighting our own battles, but collectively we are a movement. And we're a movement of different struggles moving hand in hand in the same direction. And so this conference does a really good job of contextualizing that and allowing us to network with one another and really push forward.
I came in with the framework that was wondering how you tie in health and health equity and the improvement of health in our communities to community organizing, and I think I realized just how part of it already is. Right? So it's more about being intentional about that aspect of our work than it is about finding how to fit that into our work. And I think that the conference really exposed that for me.
There are actually people that are organizing and they're doing some really great work, so that gives me hope, that gives me inspiration, because being a person of my age, I kind of really thought that I wouldn't be around to see a lot of the revolution or see a lot of the change, but I do feel a part of it now. I'm going to be here to be a part of it and to see a distinct change, because like the old folks used to say, trouble don't last always. It doesn't, so a change is going to come.